Most men think rarity comes from talent, intelligence, money, or opportunity. But look around. There are millions of men who have talent. Millions who have intelligence. Millions who have opportunities. And still, they live ordinary lives, stuck in the same loops, making the same choices, repeating the same mistakes. What makes a man rare isn't what he's born with, it's what he builds within himself. And in the modern world, where most men are soft, distracted, undisciplined, overstimulated, and afraid to confront themselves, the rarest type of man is not the strongest physically, but the strongest mentally. A rare man is uncommon not because he tries to be different, but because he develops traits almost no one is willing to develop. He becomes someone you notice instantly, not through appearance, not through noise, but through presence. He carries a level of calm that others don't understand. He moves with intention while everyone else moves impulsively. He listens more than he speaks. He acts from clarity, not emotion. He holds himself to a standard even when no one is watching. He doesn't chase validation, he generates respect. And the more he grows, the more it becomes obvious, there aren't many like him. The rarest men don't rise because life gives them perfect conditions. They rise because they learn to rule themselves in a world that constantly tries to pull them away from who they are. Almost every man wants to be admired. Almost every man wants power. Almost every man wants success. But the rare man understands something the rest do not. None of that matters if you haven't mastered your inner world first. Most men crumble under pressure. Most men panic when things don't go their way. Most men need external validation to confirm their identity. Most men avoid discomfort at all costs. Most men abandon themselves the moment things become difficult. The rare man is built differently. He views pressure as a test, not a threat. He sees discomfort as training, not punishment. He refuses to let his emotions decide the direction of his life. He refuses to be the man who breaks when things get hard. He refuses to let the world dictate his pace. He doesn't rise because he's fearless, he rises because he acts even while feeling fear. There's a stillness inside the rare man that can't be taught through shortcuts or motivation. It's forged through solitude, self-honesty, discipline, and a willingness to confront his own weakness without running from it. Most men look outward trying to escape themselves. Rare men look inward to strengthen themselves. A man becomes rare the moment he chooses the harder path when the easy path is available. Not because he enjoys suffering, but because he knows what comfort does to a man's potential. Comfort breeds softness. Softness breeds dependence. Dependence breeds resentment. And resentment breeds weakness. Discipline is freedom disguised as effort. And rare men understand this. They don't negotiate with their excuses. They don't aim for motivation. They aim for consistency, structure, and command over their impulses. They know their mood will never be as reliable as their standards, so they live by standards. A rare man is dangerous in the best possible way, not because he wants to harm others, but because he cannot be manipulated, provoked, or controlled. His emotional center isn't available for anyone to grab. His peace isn't up for trade. His self-worth isn't dependent on opinions. And his path isn't redirected by noise. He becomes the kind of man who can walk into a chaotic room and instantly become the most stable presence there. People feel it. They can't always explain why. But they can sense the discipline, the patience, the depth, the intentionally. They can sense that he's built himself from the inside out. And that's the part modern men don't understand. You can fake confidence. You can fake competence. You can fake charm. But you can't fake presence. Presence comes from the battles you've won inside yourself, battles no one sees but everyone feels the results of. Rare men don't feel the need to declare themselves. They don't advertise their toughness. They don't try to convince others of their worth. They express it silently, through discipline, boundaries, actions, and emotional control. Most men chase recognition. Rare men chase mastery. Recognition follows them naturally. Most men try to impress. Rare men focus on improvement. And improvement makes them impressive without trying. Most men drift from emotion to emotion. Rare men choose direction, even when the path is steep. The rare man is also unafraid to walk alone. Not because he dislikes people, but because he refuses to be surrounded by people who weaken his character. He is selective with his energy. He guards his mindset. He protects his focus. He understands that the wrong environment can destroy a good man faster than failure ever could. You can see this in the ways he forms relationships. He's not desperate for acceptance. He doesn't cling to people who don't value growth. He doesn't beg for attention, closeness, or connection. He allows the right people in and lets the wrong people drift away without resistance. Not from arrogance, from awareness. The rarest type of man knows that peace is expensive, and he pays the price by removing anything that threatens it. Even more importantly, he takes full responsibility for his life. No blaming. No complaining. No victim mindset. He doesn't wait for someone to save him, validate him, or guide him. He becomes the guide. He becomes the authority. He becomes the leader of his own existence. And here's something most men never learn: rare men aren't born that way. They're forged. Forged through hardship. Forged through disappointment. Forged through solitude. Forged through breaking old patterns. Forged through the refusal to remain average. It's not about perfection, it's about direction. When a man chooses growth consistently, peacefully, silently, without needing applause, he begins to separate himself from the rest. Not through ego, but through evolution. And eventually, he becomes the kind of man others cannot help but notice. Not because he's loud, but because he's solid. Not because he's special by luck, but because he's rare by effort. Not because he's better than everyone, but because he's better than who he used to be. The rarest type of man is simply the man who leads himself in a world where most men wait to be led.